What if there's something missing from your dinner plate instead than aging that's causing you to feel weaker, sleep badly, and lose your manly spark? Consider this. You might be able to regain the power, endurance, and profoundly male vitality you believed were lost forever with just one easy vegetable that is currently sitting peacefully in your refrigerator. Through this one natural change at night, I have witnessed men in their 60s and 70s restore firm, youthful strength without the use of medications or prescription drugs. I'm Dr. Moit Cara, and I've been a men's health specialist for more than 30 years. I use easy, scientifically supported techniques to help older men regain their vitality, strength, and self-assurance. I've seen innumerable guys enter my clinic feeling worn out and defeated, only to find that their remedy was on their plate rather than in a bottle. This is what most people are unaware of. When you consume this one vegetable before bed, your body goes through a natural cascade that improves blood flow, deepens sleep, and subtly restores your manly power while you sleep. When you're asleep, it performs better than when you're awake, making it one of nature's most underappreciated performance enhancers. You will understand exactly which vegetable I am referring about, how it functions within your body, and why it might be the missing piece connecting restless nights and revitalized energy by the end of this video. So stick with me, because this one evening routine might alter how you wake up the next day. If you haven't already, please subscribe and enable the notification bell before we begin so that you don't miss every genuine, scientifically supported suggestion on how to keep men over 60 fit, active, and self-assured. Type 1 in the comments if this video is helpful to you. If not, enter 0 and let me know how I can help you get even more out of these videos. Most males aren't even aware of the silent in a man's body after the age of 60. Long before any severe symptoms show up. Most males aren't even aware of the silent deterioration. Long before any severe symptoms show up, this is where your confidence wanes, your energy wanes, and your sleep becomes less. And it all begins with a single, unnoticed modification. 1. Most men are unaware of this gradual deterioration. I keep seeing the same pattern when I speak with males who are in their 60s or 70s. It begins subtly, with no discomfort or warning, simply a slight decrease in motivation in the morning, a slight increase in fatigue after supper, and a slight loss of interest in the things that formerly excited you. You may convince yourself that this is a natural part of growing older, but you sense it in your gut. A change has occurred. It's not only about having sex. Energy, concentration, and the vigor that used to make you feel alive are all important. Mornings feel heavier today than when you used to wake up eager to face the day. Sleep no longer revitalizes you as it once did. You may still walk, be active, and eat a healthy diet, but for some reason, you don't feel as strong. Even your feelings change. You're less tolerant, more irritated, and less in tune with your body. Thousands of guys who come into my office and say, "Doctor, I just don't feel like myself anymore," have experienced this. Further investigation reveals that testosterone isn't the only thing altering. It's oxygen, blood flow, and the body's capacity to repair itself at night. Once capable of carrying blood freely, the arteries start to constrict. The molecule that opens those vessels, nitric oxide, is reduced to a small fraction of its level in your 30s. Without it, blood flow slows down in all parts of your body, including your brain, heart, and most private places. In actuality, age does not diminish your vitality. Circulation problems do. Furthermore, most guys are unaware of it until it's too late. Here's the good news, though. Your body is capable of healing itself. Natural reawakening is possible. I've witnessed men go back in time by providing their bodies the things they've been lacking, rather than using medicine. One basic veggie that most men ignore is the starting point for it all. Time has subtly eroded what can be restored by something so commonplace, yet so potent. Allow me to demonstrate how this one dish can help you regain the strength you believed had been lost. Open your blood vessels and revitalize your energy. 2. The veggie that makes you feel like a man again. I can still clearly recall my initial realization of this vegetable's potential potency. One of my patients, a 64-year-old guy named Robert, saw me more than 20 years ago. Despite being healthy by all standards, he felt exhausted. "I've lost my spark, Doc," he said. "I feel like a shadow of the person I used to be. My vitality has vanished, and my nights are restless." I asked him a straightforward question rather than grabbing a prescription. "How does dinner seem for you?" Like most males his age, he gave the same response: bread, meat, and occasionally some veggies. Nothing noteworthy. I then explained to him one of nature's most underappreciated gifts: beetroot. Yes, that dark red root you frequently overlook at the supermarket. There is more to beetroot than meets the eye. It is a powerful circulatory system. Rich in natural nitrates, it increases the production of nitric oxide, the chemical that opens blood arteries and distributes oxygen throughout the body. An amazing thing occurs when nitric oxide levels increase. Your blood flows freely once more, reaching all of your body's muscles, organs, and areas that have been depleted of vitality for years. And for males, it translates into better endurance, sharper focus, and harder, fuller erections. Additionally, beetroot decreases blood pressure, increases endurance, and relaxes your heart. However, the impact it has on sleep is what I find most amazing, and what I witnessed with Robert. He returned to me grinning after just 2 weeks of included beetroot in his dinner. "Doc," he said, "I don't know what's in those beets, but my wife has been giving me that look again, and I'm sleeping deeper than I have in years." Although we both laughed, there was something significant going on beneath the laughs. His body came back to life. He had a constant level of energy. His self-assurance came back. That's what makes nature so beautiful. Results don't have to be forced. It brings equilibrium back. Additionally, your body recalls how to function, rest, and recover on its own as circulation improves. However, beetroot is most effective at night for a reason, and the majority of men totally ignore it. Allow me to explain why the key to maximizing its potential is time. 3. Why eating it at night is required. I've observed something intriguing in my patients throughout the years. Their eating schedule has a significant impact. Even the healthiest food in the world won't be used by your body properly if you consume it at the incorrect time. This is particularly true for guys who are older than 60. Our hormones become regulated, our metabolism slows, and our repair cycles move to the evening. Beetroot before bed is therefore more than just a healthy option. It is a calculated move. You're synchronizing your body's natural chemistry with its nocturnal repair process when you consume beetroot in the evening. Your body starts getting ready for repair as the sun sets, and your blood pressure drops. The molecule that beetroot naturally increases, nitric oxide, functions best at this time. It facilitates a deeper, more tranquil state for your brain and muscles, relaxes blood vessels, and increases oxygen flow. In my work, I've witnessed men who used to wake up feeling heavy and drowsy suddenly start to feel lighter, stronger, and more awake. They weren't using stimulants or sleeping medicines. Before going to bed, they just began to nourish their circulation. "Doctor, I didn't realize how bad my sleep had become until it got better," David, one of my patients, said. 3 nights a week, he began to eat roasted beets for dinner. In a few days, his morning tiredness vanished, his dreams were clear, and his snoring subsided. Your organs get the oxygen they've been lacking when your circulation is better at night. Your testosterone rhythm stabilizes, your heart relaxes more readily, and your brain detoxes. You awaken not only refreshed but rejuvenated. Beetroot's nocturnal benefits extend beyond improved sleep. It involves a complete system reset. I refer to it as nature's silent repair signal for this reason. By combining this potent vegetable with the right timing, you're allowing your body to heal as it was intended to. Additionally, the effects are felt in ways that most men would never anticipate, because you could be surprised at what happens after just a few nights of this habit. Not only does your sleep get better, but something far more intimate does as well. Next, let's discuss it. 4. The triple benefit: strength, vitality, and restful sleep. I always remind my patients that beetroot is more than simply a vegetable. For males over 60, it is a 3-in-1 powerhouse. It's uncommon to discover anything so straightforward that addresses 3 of the main issues guys encounter as they age: low energy, restless sleep, and fading erections. However, beetroot naturally accomplishes this. Everything changes when your blood flows freely again. from your performance to your emotions to your sleep patterns. First, let's discuss potency. Fundamentally, erections are a circulation issue. The body just cannot react when blood cannot get to its destination. But it's like turning on a switch when beetroot's nitric oxide opens your blood vessels. The system abruptly returns to the internet. It happens on its own. You don't have to push it. One of my elderly patients once told me, "Doctor, it seems like someone has turned the lights back on." It's a strong feeling of manly assurance and dominance once more. Vigor follows, the daily vitality that keeps you going. It's not just your nights that benefit from improved circulation, it transforms your days. You move more forcefully, think more clearly, and breathe more easily. You begin to feel like yourself once more, the you with the endurance and motivation. I've witnessed men transition from dozing off in front of the TV to going for early walks and even resuming former pastimes. You believed that spark was gone. It is still there, awaiting flow and oxygen to revive it. Lastly, there is sound sleep, the cornerstone of any healing. Your heart and brain can finally relax when oxygen and blood flow improve. Long, quiet evenings take the place of the incessant tossing and turning. At that point, your body heals itself, and your hormones return to equilibrium. It's a domino effect. Vigor, sleep, and potency all feed off each other. The others get stronger the more you strengthen one. And the key to genuine energy lies in that. Restoring equilibrium is more important than focusing on a single symptom. However, the way you cook and consume this vegetable might have a significant impact. Allow me to demonstrate the most efficient method. 5. How to make it right. Now, if you're considering running to the grocery store and buying a can of pickled beets, I'm going to halt you in your tracks. Depending on how you prepare this vegetable, you can either maximize its potential or waste it. The delicate nature of beetroot's nitrates and antioxidants is often overlooked by guys. Too much processing, too much sugar, or too much heat can ruin them. You must take good care of beetroot if you want to feel its full power, the sort that improves your vitality, circulation, and sleep. I always advise my patients to begin with hard, deep red, fresh beets. Gently rinse them, cut them into thick slices, and then slowly roast or steam them until they are soft. The natural sugars in them caramelize as you roast them, giving them a deep, earthy sweetness without sacrificing their strength. Next, drizzle them with a little lemon juice, a pinch of sea salt, and a little olive oil. That's all. Easy, tidy, and strong. Steer clear of the canned or jarred ones. They frequently contain a lot of vinegar and preservatives, which can ruin the very substances you need. As long as the beetroot juice is cold-pressed and unsweetened, it's acceptable for some guys to want to consume it instead. You can maintain your blood flow throughout the night with just a little glass an hour or two before bed. Steamed beets can be combined with ginger and honey to make a smooth beverage for people who prefer a little warmth. The honey helps keep your blood sugars stable as you sleep, and the ginger has its own circulation advantages. I was once informed by one of my patients that he made his beet routine practically religious. He would gently cook it each evening, eat it slowly, and allow it to serve as a signal to his body that the day was over and that recovery was about to start. His outcomes improved even further as a result of that little mindfulness exercise. Because the rhythm you build with your food is just as important as what you eat. And when that rhythm becomes comfortable, amazing things begin to occur. Men start to notice differences in how alive they feel every morning, in addition to changes in their energy and sleep quality. What precisely do men go through after a few weeks of this nightly routine? Next, let's discuss it. 6. What guys over 60 say after trying it. I've had innumerable calls, messages, and even handwritten notes over the years from guys who have made the decision to attempt this easy nightly routine. Some initially had doubts. How, after all, could a single vegetable have such an impact? But in a few days, a large number of them started to notice little changes that became more pronounced each week. One man in particular, Richard, a 70-year-old Texas retiree engineer, comes to mind. "I simply want to feel alive again, Doc," he said when he first came to see me. "Expensive therapies don't matter to me. All I want is for my body to function as it did before." I advised him to begin modestly. 3 or 4 nights a week, have one dish of roasted beetroot with dinner. Richard called my office 2 weeks later, his voice softer and more animated. "I wake up feeling ready again, but I can't explain it," he remarked. "My wife, well, let's just say she's noticed too, and my mornings are clearer and I have more energy." Changes like those are common. I have witnessed men who had previously struggled with low energy suddenly pick up golf, yard chores, and even travel again. Some people tell me that they sleep deeper than they have in decades, and that they no longer wake up feeling groggy and heavy as they did at lunchtime. Others observe increases in mood, focus, and memory. Their whole body seems to be rebooted. The speed at which confidence returns is what fascinates me the most. A man's body heals when he begins to sleep better. His strength increases as his circulation gets better. Additionally, his relationships frequently change as he regains emotional and physical control. I've seen guys who came unbeaten rise higher, smile more, and rediscover life in unexpected ways. Every man's body reacts differently, of course, but this is what unites them. Your body responds with gratitude when you give it what it really needs. And occasionally, that thankfulness manifests as more desire, deeper sleep, and better vitality. Even more intriguing, though, is what's taking place inside the body to bring about these changes, and strong science supports it. Let's examine the studies that demonstrate this change isn't merely a coincidence. 7. The science supports it. As a physician, I have always maintained that every story must have scientific support. Beetroot is no different. It's not magic that gives it its power. It's biological. Your body transforms the natural nitrates in beets into nitric oxide, which is the chemical that keeps your blood vessels flexible and open. Stronger circulation, better blood pressure, more vitality, and even sharper erections are all based on that one process. Researchers have spent many hours investigating this red root over the past 20 years, and the findings are truly astounding. Within a few days, older persons who drank beetroot juice showed a discernible improvement in blood flow and endurance, according to a University of Exeter study. In just a few hours, a single serving of beet juice reduced blood pressure by up to 10 points, according to another study that was published in the journal Hypertension. The studies linking beetroot to sleep quality and brain health, however, is what most intrigues me. Your sleep cycle is deepened by the soothing neurotransmitters released by your brain as it gets more oxygen during the night. This implies that you sleep better rather than just longer. Additionally, your thinking feels clearer and sharper when you wake up. These impacts are reflected in my own patients. Suddenly, men who had previously depended on several prescription drugs discovered that their bodies were behaving normally once more. Their confidence skyrocketed, their blood pressure stabilized, and their vitality returned. Like an internal body tune-up, the betalains, which are antioxidants found in beetroot, shield your cells from age and stress. When circulation improves, even the mitochondria, which are tiny powerhouses inside your cells, function more effectively. For this reason, after a few weeks, males frequently report feeling younger. It's chemistry in action, not their imagination. The fact that science keeps discovering new advantages each year is incredibly motivating. We're discovering that beetroot helps the mind, body, and spirit all function together once more, not just the heart or libido. And it leads me to something that is at the core of all of this, but that most guys never discuss in public. The emotional aspects of growing older and how just one adjustment can boost your self-esteem from the inside out. 8. The truth of feeling. Men are reluctant to confess. After working with guys for 30 years, I've discovered something. The body is never all that matters. A man's confidence gradually erodes when he starts to lose his strength, motivation, and performance capacity. Most people won't say it aloud. They will discuss their aches and pains, lack of sleep, and fatigue. But there's more to those words than meets the eye. The fear is that they will no longer be the man they once were. Their eyes have shown it to me. The annoyance of witnessing time rob something that seemed uncomplicated. In actuality, it goes beyond health. It has to do with identity. You begin to retreat when you are unable to perform the activities that used to make you feel alive. You gradually start to withdraw within yourself. You stop joking as much, and you stop interacting with your partner. People who have sat across from me have said, "Doctor, I feel invisible now." Every time, that line strikes a deep chord. because I am aware that their feelings were not influenced by the years. It is the detachment from their own lifeblood. However, the mind and body are closely related. Something else occurs when your heart pumps more forcefully, your blood flows freely once more, and your sleep improves. You begin to feel alive once more. You begin to see yourself in the mirror in a new way. I've witnessed men regain their sense of purpose as well as their physical strength. They have a taller stride. Their laughter is louder. They reestablish an emotional and physical bond with their wives. Because you behave differently in life when you're feeling strong again. For this reason, I frequently assert that vitality is more than merely circulation. It's about joy, connection, and confidence. Restoring your health brings about an emotional rejuvenation that no medication can match. It's a journey back to oneself. The good news is that it's never too late. I have witnessed men in their 70s make a fresh start and feel better than they did when they were 50. However, we must discuss the distinction between symptom concealment and healing in order to comprehend why small adjustments like these can outperform pharmaceuticals. 9. Why it's better to keep things simple. Throughout my career, I've seen men try to solve simple problems in complex ways. They enter carrying a drawer full of medications, one for energy, one for sleep, one for blood pressure, and one for performance. But they keep telling me the same thing, "Doc, I'm still not feeling well." The body doesn't want to be duped into working, so I remind them of that. It desires to be fed, cared for, and given time to recover. That's what makes simplicity so lovely. Your body recalls exactly what to do when you provide it with the raw resources it requires. Beetroot is not a panacea. Instead of putting your body through momentary action, it's a natural trigger that serves as a tool to help it heal itself. Pills have the drawback of frequently treating symptoms rather than causes. They instruct your body, but they don't educate it how to do things correctly again. It's similar to hiding a dashboard warning light rather than addressing the underlying issue with your car. Nature functions in a different way. It gradually, silently, and fully restores equilibrium. When your hormones start to return to normal and your blood vessels start to open on their own, you're generating a natural reaction rather than relying on a pharmaceutical one. I have personally witnessed this metamorphosis, and it is astounding. James, one of my patients, used to take medication to fall asleep. He claimed that they left him feeling disoriented and sleepy. He began waking up before his alarm clock, alert and focused, when he made the shift to better foods, water, and his nighttime beetroot ritual. "I didn't know I could feel this tranquil naturally," Doc told me. I will never forget that moment, because it serves as a reminder that healing doesn't have to be coerced. It must be led. Truth can be found in simplicity. Our bodies are more appreciative of us when we get back to our natural routines, eat healthily, get enough sleep, and promote circulation. And genuine change happens when men start to trust that process. However, there is one more aspect of this tale that genuinely completes the metamorphosis, a nighttime practice that transforms your daily life and strengthens your physique. Together, let's enter that moment. 10. The nightly practice that transforms everything. Every long-lasting transformation starts with a straightforward practice. And for a lot of the men I've worked with, it wasn't a prescription or supplement that marked a turning point in their lives. One peaceful evening at a time, it began in their kitchen. The moment you sit down, take a deep breath, and intentionally nourish your body has a sacred quality. I advise my patients to develop a nightly routine that goes beyond simply eating. Send a message to your body that it's time to rest, recuperate, and slow down. Imagine this: a tiny dish of warm roasted beets drizzled with olive oil and possibly topped with lemon and sea salt. The first bite you take is grounding and earthy. Yes. Minutes later, your body starts reacting. Your blood vessels open, your breathing deepens, and your heart rate decreases. It's more than just food. It's a means of communication with your body. There's a quiet moment as you finish eating. The day starts to move on from you. The commotion, stress, and exhaustion begin to subside. At first, you might not notice it, but your body does. Nitric oxide starts to increase in your blood over the course of the following hour, setting you up for the deep, rejuvenating sleep that comes next. Night after night, this rhythm is repeated, and it serves as the basis for transformation. Some men tell me that this ritual is the one thing they look forward to the most. It's their reset button, their peaceful moment. They also begin to wake up in different ways as the weeks pass. Their confidence subtly returns, their energy level stabilizes, and their minds become clearer. I now think that our diets aren't the only source of healing. How we eat it determines it. No medication can ever fully replace the connection that is formed by simply slowing down, respecting your body, and providing it with the proper nutrition. It serves as a reminder that aging is not something you have to fight. You're reclaiming your full life by working with your body, and something genuinely remarkable occurs when that occurs. Men start to feel a greater sense of purpose in addition to improved health, a revitalization that extends well beyond the realm of the physical, because the spirit recovers when the body does. And that brings us to the last thing that every man should know before this journey is over. After working in medicine for many years, I've come to the conclusion that the smallest habits frequently result in the greatest changes. To feel like yourself again, you don't need a costly treatment plan, a convoluted diet, or a shelf full of medications. Consistency is what you need, the kind that results from taking good care of your body every single night. I don't advise my patients to strive for perfection when we discuss health. I advise them to begin modestly. Because the moment you make the decision to take care of yourself once more is when true healing starts. And this straightforward beetroot ritual is a perfect example of that. A daily reminder that your body is still capable of healing, repairing, and thriving. A lot of men over 60 believe that their time for change is over. They consider sleepless nights, low energy, and exhaustion to be normal aspects of aging. However, I've witnessed far too many men disprove that. I have seen men who were barely able to sleep at night suddenly come back to life. I've witnessed their intimacy return, their energy return, and their blood pressure naturally drop, all from reestablishing the natural rhythm of their body. What motivates me every day as a doctor is the expression in their eyes when they recognize they have more work to do. Here is what I would advise you to do. Give it a try for 2 weeks. Only 2. In the evening, prepare your beets, eat them with awareness, and allow your body to react. Don't expect miracles to happen overnight. Anticipate advancement. Observe how your mornings feel, how your sleep changes, and how your confidence subtly starts to grow again. You're communicating to your body that you still believe in yourself by eating for more than just sustenance, and your body begins to defend you once more when it senses that belief. In actuality, maintaining good health after 60 isn't about pursuing youth. It's about taking back peace, strength, and purpose, and it begins with a single, straightforward decision, a nightly routine, or an act of self-respect. I want to leave you with something deeper, though, before we close, something that appeals to your spirit as well as your body, because the true change is emotional as well as physical. The journey genuinely comes full circle at that point. 12. Final thoughts. Inspirational and emotional. Men tend to carry their strength like armor. We pretend we're fine when we're not. We keep quiet about pain, and we fight through tiredness. In actuality, however, growing older does not equate to weakness. It gives you the wisdom to pay attention to what your body has been telling you all along. Real change occurs when you finally start to listen and when you start taking patient, intentional care of yourself. In addition to improving their health, the men who perform this easy nightly ritual are recovering a piece of themselves that they believed had been lost forever. I've seen men who felt invisible at one point come back to life, laughing more, moving more, and feeling closer to both themselves and their partners. It's about rediscovering pride in your identity, not just about having better erections, more energy, or better sleep. Your spirit will follow when your body begins to react once more. You have a unique gait. You make eye contact once more. You keep in mind that life still has a lot to offer and that you should make the most of it. The lesson I want you to learn from all of this is straightforward. Your body is still with you. It is still capable of healing, recovering, and thriving. You just have to believe in it once more. Begin this evening. Make yourself that little pledge. One meal, one vegetable, and one self-care activity at a time. Don't undervalue the power of that. When you respect your body, it will reward you in ways that you can experience in all aspects of your life. I want you to keep one thing in mind as you listen to this. You're not finished. You still have your best days ahead of you. Ahead of you, they are silently awaiting your claim. And if you'll stick with me for a second, I'll show you how this one small habit can lead to something even bigger, a future in which your new normal is one of vitality, strength, and peace. Let's discuss that. 13. Conclusion. If you have read this far, I would like to share something that most physicians never do. Thank you. We appreciate you listening, learning, and believing that change is still possible because you care about yourself enough, since it is. There is a single truth that underlies everything we have discussed, from circulation and energy to sleep and confidence. You never had a broken body. It has been silently waiting for you to provide it with the resources it requires to operate as intended. You're doing more than just providing for your body when you start incorporating this easy vegetable into your nightly routine. You're nourishing your soul. Vitality is not limited to youth, as you are reminding yourself. Anyone who is prepared to look after themselves is entitled to it. I've witnessed men in their 70s regain that distinct spark they believed had vanished forever, feel stronger, and sleep better. Nor was it the result of magic. It was the result of consistent, minor decisions. The decisions you make when you determine that your well-being, self-assurance, and tranquility are still important. As we age, we come to understand that longevity isn't just about living longer. The goal is to live a better life. It's about feeling stable, alert, and alive when you wake up every morning. We all develop when we share, so please share what you learned today and what change you're ready to make in the comments box below. Let's support each other. If you found this movie useful, or if it even slightly opened your eyes, please click the like button. To be sure you don't miss any information that could change your health, click subscribe. Before you go, ring the bell. If this video was helpful, please enter 1. If not, enter 0. You might not be aware of the significance of your comment. The important thing is to know that your partner still sees the same strength in you that they have always seen. It's about regaining confidence in your body and understanding that your habits, not your age, define who you are. Take that moment seriously when you sit down to eat tonight. Keep in mind that the humble beetroot on that plate symbolizes more than just food. It's a sign, a statement that you still have control over your life, your health, and your manhood. I've accompanied thousands of men on this journey, and I've witnessed the change that starts when they begin to work with their bodies rather than against time. One of them could be you. All you need to do is begin, and I can assure you that you will experience the difference, not just sense it. I am Dr. Moit Cara, and I would like you to keep this in mind. There is still more to your story. It is evolving. You also get to write the following chapter this time, more alive, smarter, and stronger than before.